California. Inglewood, California. Inglewood, California. Inglewood, California. How you doing today? Cut me up a little bit. How you doing today? I'm sorry I'm a little late, but that's how the show goes sometimes. Today is one of those special days. We've been traveling around trying to figure it out. Everybody else want to know why the community is not being successful. Everybody always asks why you could be gone for so long and come back home, and the people who were successful in the past have just surrendered to something that we don't understand. Is it despair? Is it their will not to go forward and attack the world? I don't really understand what's going on, but I be trying every day to figure it out. And as I travel through the neighborhoods, and I look at the other young brothers who's my age now, I asked them what happened, and their response is, when they took you guys from the streets, it took our will to go on. And the will that they had was determination to be on the same playing field that the big boys played on. So now as we look at them again, and we transfer into the business world of cannabis, CBD, grocery stores, liquor stores, and car lots, they asking, can we get in the game? And the answer will always be, we can't put you in the game. You got to put yourself in the game. All the knowledge you received from the 80s should have prepared you for today. Everybody say, can you teach me a new move, or with that word, can you put me down? Because I don't know what to do. And that word right there is an insult. And most of the older generation who have a couple dollars, they don't want to take that chance on new people. So here we are again, we're asking these same questions. Are they worthy of being on the side of us again? Because if we slip, will we have someone to pick us up off the cold ground? So as we go forward in reevaluating everything that's going on around us, we still got to look inside ourselves and ask self, is self willing to help someone else who don't want to help itself? So when you're talking about the Green Believers, we are a community organization that we're trying to help all the young dudes and the brothers who coming home from jail. And that's a hard task for a few people. We dedicated to make something good happen in the neighborhood. That's what we are dedicated to do. But in that dedication is also that the other people gonna have to have the determination to find a place to go forward and live up to the challenging expectations that everybody is looking out of them to do. And sometimes we find ourselves like, wow, they've been programmed a long time ago, because our parents programmed us when we was young kids. They gave us jobs around the house: take out the trash, wash the dishes, clean the backyard, little things like that. And as we walked down the street, the older generation, they grabbed us, slapped us on the back of the head, said, go take out my trash and take those bottles and get you 5 cents, 10, 15 cents. So yes, they've been programmed to do the necessary things to be successful. They've been programmed to go get a job and take care of their family, because they've seen their mothers and fathers do this in the 50s and 60s and 70s. So we come back to our older generation. What kind of plan do they have for the younger generation? But as we look at it deeply, and it's an insult to the community, of the black community as a whole, for real, I'm going to say it. Because each time I turn around, the black community is reaching out to the white community saying, invest in us. And the white community is saying, why should we? You guys don't even have enough understanding to invest in yourself. You want them to give you the plants, the money, and everything else. And then you sit back and say, this is my store. But again, the white community is going to come up and say this with no hesitation at all. You don't have no money in this game. You don't have no skin in this game. Social equity was just gave a license to participate. That's it. Because when you guys were thinking about this for this pandemic, you guys forgot to go to your people and sit down and make a plan, make a financial plan. And this right here is needed right today, because they said this place is coming up in June or July. And if the place is coming up, DCR, they taking Zoom calls, then asking you, are you ready to join the game? And we have some money to help you guys get in the game. We are here to make sure that you guys take advantage of what we got here, because we got an extra $7 million. But right now, today, have you guys reached out to DCR to find out where you set in their plans? So I am from the Green Believers. I am about social equity, and I'm about technical assistance. And today I brought some guests with me. I brought Jelly, I brought Art. I brought two of the best at their business, at their craft. And they always sit back and they call me and say, Whitey, it's our turn. And I'll be looking at them like, how could it be your turn? They said, because we earned the right to come and sit on this show and have this conversation. So I'm like, okay, it's your turn. I haven't seen you in a while. So I guess it's time for me to do what's right. And they look at me like, what is right? I said, ooh, I got Victor here. How you doing, Victor? Let me introduce you guys to Victor.
Oh, fine.
Victor is a person who got different degrees in different classes. And he talk a whole lot about CBD, something that I'm kind of interested in myself. And he has so many ideas on how it really works. And I just be looking at him like, yeah, Victor, come on with this bull, because you about to tell me some shit that don't even make sense. But I'm going to sit back and accept it, because you've been trying to do it. And tell me how I can really benefit off of CBD and profits off of it. And he just stops and he just looked at me and started rolling his eyes in the back of his head. See, I got some bottles made up, and I got this made up. I'm like, shit, okay, what else? And he says, you listen to me good enough, I may teach you something. So, no further ado, let me talk to Victor. Victor, how you doing?
I'm doing a lot better now. Had some trouble early on, but it was all financial. All that's taken care of. But God speaks in direct proportions to me on what I'm going to be doing in the future. And one of the things that I've been doing and studying and neglecting this man for a little bit, but my brother's got his stuff done, okay? I'm barely beginning. What you are asking for is something very, very simple to accomplish. It really is.
Okay.
I belong to the only society, the American Federation of Medical Research. I've been a member since 1977. I've written over 80 medical abstracts in different categories. And I've taught postgraduates from 5, 6, and 7. So do the doctors going out to do their thing. But they're not taught anything about CBDs. They're not taught about anything about cannabis therapy other than that you can't prescribe it. That's it. Okay. What I've been doing over the last couple of years is starting with a couple people doing what's called a blenders class. And I teach them how to take a history on people, what they're on, how they eat, how they sleep. So I get a bubble of what they're doing, and then slowly break away down what they're doing to offset them getting better, but they're overdoing it with all the medicines they can get their hands on.
Okay.
It's a problem for physicians, and it's called polypharmacy, meaning that you're taking too many drugs. If you have a liver that's not functioning properly, those medications, you might as well just throw your money in the trash because it's not going to work.
Okay.
You have to have a clean liver. That's number one. I don't care if you had hepatitis. I don't care if you've had jaundice in your life. I don't care if you have cancer. I don't care if you don't have a gallbladder. All these things can be taken up by the CBD to bring back everything in your body to make it better. Okay? So I'm going to give you an idea. We got a 1964 Volkswagen. Everybody's killed that thing, and it's never had a oil change.
Okay.
Okay, now put yourself in that position. 20 years later, have you had that oil change yet?
No.
CBD is the oil change.
Okay.
And I have some to give you today. I brought some with me.
Okay.
But what it is, it's so simple, but the people have complicated it so much because if it's complicated, it sounds complicated, they're going to charge you more money. But it shouldn't cost you hardly anything.
But we're in a capitalist world.
Yeah, I know that. But if we're going to get people that are going to be entrepreneurs as far as giving to the poor and things like that, then we need to guide them in the right direction. Just don't buy anything. Our national Anthony Fauci, I know him. I met him about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And he came up with his own CBD, and it's not very powerful. He doesn't even know what he's doing with the CBDs at all. And he's in charge of infectious disease in the United States. And that's a true fact. Okay. So what I'm saying is that you change that blood volume that's going through there. It's going to clean out your liver. It's going to defat it. It's going to shrink it a little bit over time. It's going to change your gallbladder function so that it doesn't make as much. All the problems that you've had with the gastritis, diarrhea, pains in the morning, things you don't even know that's happening to you. You get pain everywhere, stuff like that. But it's all in the gut. Okay. With proper diet, we keep saying this, proper diet and some fiber, you don't need too much more than that. If you live off of 4 ounces of some kind of protein like meat, that's all you really need.
Plus, you got to cleanse the body once in a while.
Yeah. Now, the things that they sell on the market they're too strong, and they're made only to cure somebody if they want to go get a job. They cleanse them out, but it only works for the flour. It doesn't work for the oils. The oil goes into the liver. That's carried by the fat. And so when that starts breaking down, your level is going to go up by testing, but you have no effect. So therefore, you're never going to get a job.
Okay.
And people need to understand that. So as soon as all those things come together, then what it does for you, you get energy from not eating. You will not get hungry. You're going to be telling yourself, gee, I should be eating something. But sometimes you won't eat anything at all. So what you're using is the body that you have, the fat and everything in your body, so you can start slimming down. So if you look at your belt line, men, if you're over 40 on the belt line, then you have a form of what's called insulin retention, meaning that whatever you take, exercise is never going to work. You have to break that down with liver cleansing. In women, it's 35. So if they got a waist of 35, then they have insulin resistance also. So no matter how much exercise, whatever you're going to do, you got to break that one solid rock, and then you're done.
Okay.
It starts leaking out. Your body's going to feel better. You're mentally going to be sharper, with this one little simple thing. Bee honey. Pure, natural, unfiltered honey sold at the 99-cent store is the best one because it's not clean. What it has is all of this stuff that the bees put into it, which are everything that protects them from being out in the snow and everything. So if we do it, guess what it does for you? Clears up your mind. You can see better, you're going to feel better, and you're going to have more energy without even eating. That's the thing. Because you're going to be living off of what you got.
Okay.
So so you need to have something to give you strength, but you can get that just by isometrics. I do isometrics. And, you know, I have definition in my hands. A lot of people don't have that because they don't do isometrics, you know. I have a problem walking, but I'm taking care of that too because I have a combination now that I'm working on to stabilize my body as far as not feeling uncomfortable or embarrassed of walking, but mixing a little bit of flour and music. And I can walk a lot better now.
That's good, Art. That's good. Okay, Art. I feel you. I feel
So,
you.
you know, so everything's possible. It's just that you have to get beyond the person's biases and what they believe and what everything that they learned was wrong in order to correct them so that they understand and that they start participating in their own life.
Okay.
Because you hand feed somebody, they're never going to work.
Yes, that's true. That's
Never-
honest. That's an honest fact.
And what I tell people, young people, you know, life is not very sweet without an education. Because without an education, you cannot advance forward.
Okay. Now I got to go. I got to go away from you for a second, Art. Whoo, that's deep. But I got my other man on the side of me. I got Jelly on the side of me, Mr. Warren. He been working hard too. He done came up with many different species as people know it. They call them something that I don't even understand sometimes. They new strains. I'm like, new strains? Okay, it's a new species that he done created out of somebody else, and somebody else done moved somewhere else, and he did another twist over here, and he got a different name. Go get me, you know, some poison, some nap. You know, he got so many different names, and he is a master grower from out of my neighborhood when I was young. And he went away for a couple of days, and he came back, and now he growing something special, and he trying to make the rest of the neighborhood understand that if you want to be a master grower, you got to put some energy inside it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he done put a lot of energy in it. So, with no further ado, let me introduce you to Jelly, Mr. Warren himself. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, buddy. Doing all right. Just listen to Dr. Victor over here, you know. The CBD is good, you know. I had to hand it to him, you know, when he turned me on to it, you know. I was injured with my back and everything, so instead of taking a lot of pills, I took the CBD and I smoked my cannabis. And right now, I got some good strains from my nephew here, you know, some Zuski and some Motor Breath I'm working with. And I'm starting to work with these auto flowers. I'm starting to like them a lot there, you know. It's a big challenge working with them because no matter what, they're going to bloom. With 2, 3, 4 hours of light, they're going to bloom. So the trick is to try to get them to a nice, proper size, because as soon as they start to bloom, if you don't know what to do with them, you're just going to get a little small plant with, you know, very little on. That's what I did at first until I started, you know, researching and studying everything, you know, and checking out other growers and everything. So it's a challenge. It's a good challenge. Like you said, I got like over 70-some strains now, you know. So once in a while, I'll go to my little container I have, you know, with all my little seed packages, and I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna plant this time here. So I think I'm hooked on autoflowers. Matter of fact, since you mentioned it, I gotta go and order some more pre-orders. But since I got on the cannabis, yeah, it's much better than taking pills, you know.
Yes.
Much better. And the thing is, I have to give a shout out to my boy, Veterans Walk and Talk, you know. Peace to you, Collins. You know, you're doing a good thing for a lot of veterans who are coming back, you know, from the wars and everything. Who's on opioids and meth and everything. He takes them out and turn them on to different things like cannabis, mushrooms, a psychiatric thing to help bring them back down from where they at. And that's a beautiful thing because he had a lot of connection with a lot of people. And everyone, if this thing here goes, you know, federal, man, it's going to be a beautiful thing. Hopefully the whole United States of America can smoke and relax. That's a beautiful thing. But hopefully, man, that day will come. But like I said, I'm working with some strains right now that's pretty obsolete here and pretty good. That's why he came out with Talk a Lot. If you didn't stop him, he's gonna go on you. But yeah, it's pretty good. I got to give a shout out to my boys, Methuselah Genetics. They got some pretty good things going. Rock Bud Inc., who I deal with a lot, and Growing Today's Genetics. And my boy turned me on to somebody out in Temecula, a good farmer out there, And then my nephew, I didn't know he was doing like he doing, and yeah, he's doing it pretty good. I had to give a shout out to him too. He motivated me and gave me some good strains here. But the thing is, he said, whatever you do, don't you disrespect my strains. He's straight indoor, no outdoor, no other kind of way. Just, he don't like LEDs. If you don't have end-to-ends, double-ended, he's just a waste. So don't talk LED to him and don't talk outside. You just like throwing garlic and holy water on the vampire.
Okay. That's a good thing because I knew it was time to have this conversation with you because it's been a while. It's been like, 6 months?
Yes, sir. It's been a little while.
And 6 months been a journey.
We've been busy.
This pandemic done really turned somebody upside down. And
Yeah, it's got a lot of people going crazy.
yeah, and like DCR, it's sometimes kind of hard to deal with DCR because they ain't listening. Because they can't afford to listen because their boss is not opening the door because it's a pandemic, so the doors is locked. They're not using their website to help these people get their license.
Okay, when you say DCR, what is the acronyms for that?
The DCR is the weed task force.
Okay.
The persons that run the weed industry downtown. So it's what it is. It's DCR, and they do all the license giving out. They have all your places checked, and they put you on a list for you to get licensed. So, like, if you want a license and you went to the Port Order, say last year, and it was 100 people came through it, well, they came back and they accepting the other people who went to the Port Order, the others 600 odd people. But the whole thing is, I would say this, and sometimes people like say, "Whitey man, you just say it straight, huh?" Out of all those 100 licenses, not one of those stores is open today.
How long has it been?
It's been more than a year and a half.
And what's the reason for that?
The pandemic. The pandemic stopped everything from moving. And the other 600 and something license, they got pre-approved, but the pandemic and DCR has stopped everybody from moving. So right now, everybody may say they have license and they in the game and all that other good stuff, but they can't find a way to get through the door to open their store because DCR is not accepting application money.
What else are they looking for?
Beg your pardon?
They must be looking for some kind of documentation or
No.
something.
No, they're not
The
looking
funding,
they're not looking for anything.
just the biases against having it open.
The bias is that under the rules of engagement with the city of Los Angeles, people cannot walk in the state offices right now because their doors
Yeah,
is closed.
That's true. That's
So
true.
since all the doors is
COVID.
closed, COVID is not allowing them to accept monies in any kind of form whatsoever. So right now we fighting a losing battle, but like I said, they're gonna give the license out, but it's just not the right time. And like I said, they said the place is gonna come up in June or July.
It's the thing I wanted to ask you about. Did you hear about what they're doing in Long Beach, where they're giving out license to minority people now to open up shops?
They only gave them to a few people.
Is that right?
Sometimes people get overwhelmed with information that is lacking in a whole lot of different places, and it's two black-owned businesses down there in Long Beach, and they social equity and they got some license. and those are the only people who have got them so far in Long Beach, to my knowledge.
Long Beach is really tough.
Everywhere is tough.
Long Beach is even tougher.
Long Beach.
News everywhere is tough. Ain't
Long
it?
Beach is not tougher than Los Angeles because
No,
Long
there was
Beach.
but in our group down here, Long Beach is pretty tough.
Yeah, Long Beach gave some license up,
Yeah.
while Los Angeles gave us some license with a pretend that you was going to get in the business. So
Incredible.
that's how it go. But again, here we are. We in this little fight for the community, and the community need all the help they can get.
Exactly.
And the brothers and sisters should right now find a way to come together and say, hey, look, everybody talking about an investor, but I'll come back to you guys one more time. If someone come and invest in your business, you do not own your business no more. Your business is forfeited to the investors
Oh, yeah.
because you don't have no skin in the game. You're just going to jump up in the sky and say, I got some license, but they're going to tell you, go all the way back there in the clauses and set in the clauses, and we're going to run this business because you don't have no skin in the game, and we're not going to allow you to mess over our money on a hunch.
That's right.
So all the brothers and sisters, you guys need to come together with each other and sit down like, hey, I can get through the portal, but I need some help. It's all right to ask for some help from your own community. Ask for the help from your brothers and sisters.
People.
Call your brothers who go to church. Churches have a whole lot of different buildings, and they can sit back and they can issue a license. I said that wrong. A lease of one of those buildings for you guys to come in and just deliver it. You don't have to have nobody come into that building. You can politely get you a truck and deliver it to everybody in LA, and it'll be better. But just sitting here saying that you're going to get a store, the church is not going to allow it, but they will allow you guys. I think they will allow you guys to have a building with the address so you can be able to deliver weed in South Central LA, in Northern California, all those places. So that's what we at.
Any of you churches out there, reach out and touch me if you're willing to let me get one of your buildings. Trust me.
Well, let's put some Bible behind what we're talking about.
Well, I can't put no Bible behind it.
Genesis chapter 1,
I can't do that
verse
for you.
6.
I can't do that for you because
Comes to you that anything that comes in the seed was made for man to use as a substance for eating, for fueling, for everything in your body, for treatment, for pain, for everything.
I agree with you there.
But it
it's
wasn't
just-
until we got kicked out,
Yeah, I agree with you there in all kind of ways because all seeds come from Mother Earth, and they wasn't manufactured in any other kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we have churches with their pastors who want to come with this fixation that, oh, we not sinning, but every time you turn around, they ask for sinful things from the community where, oh, I need $10 million to buy something new, and it's not for the people, it's for them themselves. So yes, they got sinful ways, and they don't want to help the community flourish like they should. So again, we back doing what we're doing, and just the other day, I was thinking about art, and I ended up coming back with some CBD oil art, and I transferred the CBD oil into a different form of oil, and now I can sit back and make water out of it or fruit drinks out of it, and it don't have any taste whatsoever, and there's no oil in it. So I wanted to bring that to your attention today, so you can elaborate on what you thought of something like that happening in front of your eyes.
That's remarkable, bro.
There's something.
Because, like you said, you got to abstract the oils away from it, and that's the trickeration in the game there. Come on, Einstein, what's up, Tom? You can't elaborate on that one there?
Well,
Got you now, huh?
Well, there's so many different ways that you can do this, but it has to be where you're not going to ruin the oil when you're pressing it out.
No,
He said there's no oil in there.
No, but where does the oil come from? The seed.
that's
When
true. Oil come from a seed. You correct. Oil come from a plant. You correct.
But it's
Now-
fluids, water in that plant
Yeah.
too to cause the oils.
Now, the great thing about it is that when you dealing in elements of oil, oils can be distributed all different forms. Not just olive oil. It's other kind of oils also that you can manufacture and merge it with a plant and let the plant set. And when the plant set, it resolve all the oils, the different oil. And when it resolve the different oil, it have a different recovery. And when it come out, now you could use that same oil with the same potentials in a glass of water, and you can make you some fruit, a fruit drink, water, a vegetable water. You know, it's different kinds now where we at. We at a whole different way. And the great thing about it is when you sit back and you do this, Art, you're not putting no added chemicals in it. Everything that you receiving out of this different formula comes from the vegetable world. And the vegetable world merged with the flower and it extract all the necessary THC out of the hemp plant. And when it extracts,
That's what they did with Charlotte's Web.
now you can step back and you can have some tea, and you will understand the
All
tea
day
what
long.
they've been making. They have not been from oil, olive oil. I didn't know that. I didn't know it because I was sitting in the lab going over with some of my friends, and my friends like, "Oh, let me show you something." I'm like, "What is the base?" He said, "I can't show you the base." And as we sat in the lab, he made an error. He let me do this. I said, "Ooh, that's a glycerin." He said, "Ooh, how the hell you find that out?" I said, "Oh,
The
wasn't supposed to
glycerin
know
is one
that.
of the biggest fillers in everything nowadays.
yes, it's a glycerin."
Man, while we talking about that, I want to bring this to y'all attention. Start reading the labels on your foods here, y'all. These suckers is putting pork in everything. Enzymes is boiled pork bones. They got them in Doritos, Cheetos, which I was loving. My other little potato chip I was loving is Frito chili. Man, they got them in Burger King buns, Welch's grape drink, and everything else. So y'all be careful. If you see enzymes on the back of your food package, do not mess with it.
Hey, if you guys don't eat pork, that's what he's saying. If you guys do not eat pork, but I do, you know, it don't interfere with me. So I'm asking you guys politely. Listen to what the brother said. The brother said they putting pork in everything, even toothpaste. You know,
Crest.
You know, and you know when they didn't put nothing in Crest at a time. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. I told you I'm not gonna get into religion with you guys. But you know, man, I can't wait to see the new developments that you got going on. I know you've been working real hard, and
It's been great.
everybody be like, "Man, why did I say?" You know, I talk about everything because I'm a green believer. And the Green Believers believe that we can do anything in America. That's why we sitting back laughing so hard because, you know, we just opened Just Poppin'. You know, and then Golden Bird opening, it already opened in Vegas. You know, and Just Crackin' already opened in Vegas.
Wow.
And they getting ready to come to L.A. And this is real Golden Bird chicken. You know, and we doing a whole lot of different
Yeah, you've
things.
been traveling on the
Heine's
highway.
Cattle is an imposter of that. Did you know that?
Who?
Heine's Cattle.
Honey's Kettle.
Yes, sir.
Kettle. You mean a kettle restaurant?
Huh? They had the Golden Bird restaurant.
Well, let me reiterate on that. That's
You
a
know about
myth.
that?
That's a myth.
That's
That's what I was told.
Yeah, that's a myth. Don't worry about that. That's a myth.
Okay.
Understand a myth.
It's only 2 Golden Birds in Los Angeles.
OG Golden Birds.
The other ones, the kids own the rights to every Golden Bird in America.
Oh, really?
So Honey Killer had nothing to do with Golden Bird. And the other Golden Bird is in Vegas. It happened to be a personal friend of mine that run that Golden Bird. And he getting ready to open another one in Golden Bird. And the family gave the blessings for him to open it because it's a corporation.
Okay.
So this right here, what's going on, Mr. Kittle, whoever he is exaggerating a fact that don't have no bearings on it, that can be put on the table and the evidence will come out true. So this is insufficient to support any of that conversation.
Yeah.
Where was I? I saw a small business.
Yeah.
Golden Bird.
Yeah, they was faking.
Okay.
And why y'all playing about the chicken, man? I just got some chicken, skinless, boneless chicken in the skillet right now before we left.
But Art, you know, it's like it's that time of the year again for you to sit back and bring your product out and put it on Shopify, and let people have an opportunity to get something good out of you, so their body can be real rested and relaxed. If you don't do it, nobody's gonna be able to do it. It's like with me, right? I'm so caught up right now in these restaurants that I have not even made any more material because my bubble bath is off the chain.
We keep saying we got to come by
You
your
know,
shop. We got to go by there.
you know, my other oils, they off the chain. Like I said, when I add this other oil that they put in tea, and there's no problem, and there's no oil in it with no taste, they can just take some tea and just drop some tea in and drink the tea with no hesitation. And we've been using it, me and my team, we've been using it on this pandemic, because anytime one of us think that we almost sick, we gonna take a gram and drop it. And each day we drop like 3 of them with vitamin C, not vitamin C, emergency. And we use emergency
really
with
works.
it and drop it. And they go right in emergency, and it's just foam up like it's foam up, and there's no oil substance, no residue. It's just straight juice coming in your body. And it really helped us not get sick in this pandemic. And one of the boys did get sick, and he fought his way completely out of it, and he was using CBD oil just about every day. And today he running around here like nothing ever happened.
That's good.
And you know, even his body is even feeling good. And like when I was explaining to you, like the CBD oil that we use, it be helping people with lupus and all these other kind of diseases. And then on top of that, we use moringa. Yes, we do. We use it, and we infuse that also, so they can get some infused moringa.
So you've been busy there, White.
I've been doing what I normally do without doing it, because I've been, like I said, I've been caught up in these restaurants and trying to make that happen through this pandemic. And I refuse to fall on the cold ground, because I don't know what cold is no more, because when they taught me how to move, I move so far in silence that nobody don't even see me moving. They just get upset because they're seeing too much of me. And you know, that's why I'm sitting here having this conversation with you guys, so you guys can understand that your time is here, so you guys need to put you guys thing up and
Let
let
me
it
ask you a
go.
question. How much power do you want in a day?
Beg your pardon?
How much power do you want in a day?
How much power do I want
In a day, yeah.
in a day? Well, power is limited.
Power as far as physical, being able
Yeah,
to
elaborate.
work your 12, 14 hours. You want to work that long?
No, power is limited.
Yeah.
You use power when it's necessary for you to use it.
Yeah.
And you relax all the time you can.
Yeah, because he lost me on that. Like, power?
Yeah, power, what he was coming at, how much time do you want to use in a
Use a
day
day.
to use your brain so you can go forward
That's a lot of energy.
without using all your energy in one time. So power is limited, because you only use your power when it's necessary for you to think. And when you're thinking, CBD oil relax you, so you can sit back and you can use your power in pieces. You don't have to use it all at once like you running a race.
That's true.
Because we're not in a race.
Because if you don't medicate yourself with some kind of CBD or some kind of flower, at the end of the day, you burnt out, you're stressed out, you're coming home, you're mad at the kids, you're mad at the wife because somebody said something at your work. Man, that's why they need to go ahead and legalize this. Yeah, because it'll help a lot of people out.
What you
Stress
mean?
level is high.
How?
Man, it relaxes them, man.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Stress. I'm still trying to figure out what stress is.
Well, mug can't get no understanding of something that, that's simple, relax and let it come to you. They trying to force the whole issue, and man, they stressed out.
That's only a tinkling of it. But
Well, I'm gonna let you keep talking. Say something else. Keep on talking hard.
but
Keep talking hard. Boy, tell me something else. Talk to us.
But all I'm saying is that all that little stuff that we worry about every single day just keeps adding up and adding up, and after a while, you just can't take anymore. You
I'm
just
like
have
this,
to
man. If
explode.
you can't, you know, if it's something simple that you can do, man, and get it over with, go ahead and do it. But something, man, that's way out of control, man, I leave it to the higher power, because sooner or later I'm gonna conquer that mug.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna give up on it, but I'm gonna find another way to go at it, another avenue. And there's always other avenues to tackle things. That's what a lot of us don't realize. And since this pandemic, a lot of it, man, has been crazy. Y'all been notice how people be driving, their attitudes towards a lot of things. We all just need to chill out, man. My motto, me and my partner, is power to the people. We done lost that whole motive of what power to the people is all about. Without the people, this whole thing would not be functioning, baby. And that's what Donald, I call him Dump, Donald Dump found out. You know, he thought he can just run over the people, and the people pulled together. And that was a beautiful thing. All races came together and showed him, we are the people. That's why it says the Constitution, we are the people. So in other words, power to my people, keep on pushing. That's everybody out there. Keep on pushing. Do not stop. Do not let this little thing we're going through break us down, because we all in this together.
Yeah, that's the great thing about this world. Sorry for being gone for a second, but no one can stop what you want.
That's right.
Or no one can ever interfere with anything that you do. They say, man, I'm stopping him from doing this, but they're not. They really like putting you on notice that you need to work a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
And every day that we sit back and we try to find a new avenue to go down so we can do something better and make the world notice that we're doing what we want for the neighborhoods and the people to make sure they stay well. Someone always going to be pulling at your arm,
Always.
saying, nah, you can't do that for them. Because it's like Johnson & Johnson, Beer Aspirin, all of them got a complaint right now because CBD oil have came on the scene. And they're not taking pills anymore. And when you stop taking pills, that means you interfering with a multi-billion-dollar company.
Billions.
So this is the only thing that we're saying. And we don't have no problem making this conversation to the rest of the people so they can understand us.
Wake up.
Wake up, pay attention to your body.
That's right.
And if your body can go soak in some CBD oil, some bubble bath, and come out and you don't have no pains in your knees, you did something better than anyone ever thought you would be able to do. You're going to do it without a side effect. You understand what I'm saying? Without a side effect.
And that's true.
So this what your job really is to do, is to find the right chemical to balance what you already have. So when you balance it, it'd be like, what's in it? Is there some oil and some hemp, or some oil and some weed? It's one or the other. And a whole lot of people is trying to merge those two elements together, a blend, where the CBD and the hemp will be together so great that the pain in your hips and your back would be resolved without using it but 2 times a day. And that's my whole theory. My theory is that if I can make the CBD oil in the right manner without putting any insulin or anything in it, because I don't use insulin. You may not have heard that before.
You don't need it.
I do not use insulin in any of my oils. So my oil is based on glycerin, on olive oil, and I extract it with those 2 elements. I'm not using the things that other people try to use to add so they could stretch their product. You know, what you're supposed to get out of a plant, you're supposed to get out that plant.
Exactly.
And
And see, I go naturally too. I know a lot of people out there who go synthetics with their plants. My plants, if I'm using anything, it's going to say 100% natural. And I love that. When I go to make my teas, everything in my teas is natural. I even put the molasses in it. So when you taste my bud, you be tasting that great sweetness, and that high just be so mellow. Trust me on that.
So
I got
that's-
some OG Kush that'll make you sit down and be like, whoa, take me there. Cal Gun, take me away. Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
That's what it do.
That's the whole part that we've been trying to get the growers to talk about, because the growers have this problem right now, or they trying to use certain items inside their growth, where when you get high off weed, you're supposed to get a high off weed to have something to eat, people not to go to sleep, to have something to eat, to have something to laugh about. Weed is about laughing and enjoying a meal. Weed is not about what you guys keep on trying to make it out. Oh, I'm so high, I got to go to sleep. No, weed is to relax you, make you eat. If you're a cancer patient, or if you need to eat, if you're in those situations. So this is what I'm trying to bring to the table here and let everybody know out there in Mother Earth, that weed is not there for you to be a zombie. Weed is there for you to have something to eat. If you're hungry, if you want to laugh, weed is there to make you laugh. You just don't need to be blown out of your head with these extra chemicals that they putting in them. And if you guys get an opportunity to have that conversation with the people, tell them weed ain't the same weed what it used to be.
It's not. It's not. I had a partner of mine, and he got some bud. We called the dude, our undercover name for him is Pablo. And I'm facing, I'm like, man, this is just a little bit too strong. And, I don't have no way to run it through a lab and test what's in it, but I know when I grow mine, what's in it,
Yeah.
What I'm putting in it is all natural. I once was told by somebody to add some kind of dextrose, some kind of stuff, that they give you to make you calm down and everything. Oh, no, dude, I don't need that. If my bud can't taste good and do what it's supposed to do to get you high, then I got a problem.
Yes,
I'm not giving the people what they want. My thing is give the people what they want. So I'm going to give you all good natural, good bud. Everything is natural. No synthetics in it.
I can attest to that.
I say this right here, right? It's gonna sound far-fetched, but this is a fact. When they first started doing the pens had everybody. The pens was good, and 1 year later, everybody was having kidney problems, chest problems, all of these things because they started transferring, putting insulin in it to grow it and make it more widespread. And then you guys start hearing from the FDA about, hey man, you guys got to take this off the market with the flavors, because they was doing something against the rules of nature.
Killing kids
So
too.
we back to the rule of nature. These is herbs that come out the ground, and when they come out the ground, they supposed to be used in a manner where you can use it to heal your body, take the pain out of your body. But when you start putting elements in it that's not supposed to be in it, now you're doing what Johnson & Johnson was doing. They added extra chemicals to make you addicted to something that you're not supposed to be addicted to. And on top of this, because we all older dudes, that when a side effect come about, that means we're going to have to take an extra something to ease that side effect. So again, every time I have these conversations with you guys, I'm going to bring it to you guys' attention that when you grow clean.
Got to.
Don't grow dirty.
Got to.
Because when we get ready to use your growth for CBD oil, it can't be nothing dirty because
be
it's going
tainted.
to be some side effects.
That's right.
And we don't need side effects because we're trying to make sure that the people get the medicine that they need so they can go forward.
Well, there's let me say something about side effects. And they're broken up into desirable, undesirable, and kind of perplexing. Because you give something to somebody, it may not work on you, it may not work on him.
Exactly.
But it'll work on him.
Yeah.
So I hear exactly what you're saying. But this is where, when you start blending your flour, and you start putting things that you need during the day for that, like I call it the blunt. So from there, you fill it all up, and that'll take you through the whole day. And I'd say that because if you're going to smoke chronically, you need to be able to dose yourself and pace yourself and not get wasted every single time because it's just the thought that every time you get something in your hand, you got to smoke it out, and you're no good.
Hold up. Let me elaborate on this here, what he's talking about. This guy here, man, he comes up with these little contractions, man, of how to get high with. He came to the house, and to me, it looked like a straight shooter crack pipe. He pulled it out. I was like, dude, what you doing, man? We ain't offered to no shit like that. He said, oh, excuse me, I'm on there. So he pulls it out. He said, nah, this what it is. it's to dose your weed so you can know exactly how many grams you're getting off every time you take a hit. I say, yo, Mr. Scientist, look, when I roll a blunt, I know exactly how much bud I done put in there. I know when I smoke this blunt up, it's gone and I'm high. He said, no. Just think of people who has asthma and other respiratory problems. They got to know what they dosing. I looked at this cat. You know how Victor, man, be sitting there looking like, you know, like, yeah.
He got it in his hand.
Yeah, man. And it tripped me out. I'm like, dude, whatever you do, don't be in public with that. Because first thing the cops going to rush you think is a meth pipe or a crack pipe. But it's for dosage of people who wants to know how many grams of herb they're actually
Man, the man smoking crack. The man smoking crack. The man, that's what the man got. The man got a glass vice. Look, he got a glass vice, man. The man smoking crack.
How many grams is that up in there that holds, man?
Man, it hold a half a gram. Man, the man smoking crack on national TV.
If you have cannabis, let's say you have Gorilla Glue, and it'll just tell you it's 36%. Okay, well, what's 36%? You know, everybody scratching everything. They go, well, no, it's 300, whatever it is, 360. It's 360 milligrams. So what that tells me, that's barely being therapeutic.
Well, put it in there real quick.
So from there,
Put it in there real quick.
Pull a thing like that.
Put it in the air real
it's
quick.
a little well used, but you know. You
Hey, my
never
people,
know.
I'm getting off this air, but I'm showing you what
All it
Victor
is-
got. He got 300 milligrams, and he's
All
trying to
it
tell
is-
me today
all
that
it
you're supposed
is-
to use 300 milligrams to get high with. And it don't make no sense at all. Hey, Victor's smoking crack.
No.
You know, Victor got some crack in the weed, and I'm letting you guys know. I'm putting it on notice. Victor, I thank you. Jelly, I thank you for coming. This is the Green
Man, more
Believer.
power
This is
to
from
you,
White
man.
Enterprise.
Thank you for
We're going
inviting
to
me,
invite
man.
you back soon. Victor, I love you. You's a genius. Signing
Very
off.
intelligent.
This Whitey, be good, be safe. Everybody drive careful and
Peace,
watch this.
y'all.
Wear a mask, please. Keep your mask on your face.
Yes, yes.
Peace,
Power
love.
to the people.
Green Believers out of here. Sure will be back in 3 weeks.